All right, good morning, Shopa. We're going to start recording.
Okay.
So I'm sharing my screen with you now. There's all these tools in here that we can use, or we could just use the tools in the Google Doc.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the screen over to you so that you can drive the going through the script, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to change presenter to you.
Okay.
Do you have it?
It says if it downloads something, I'll do it. I'll do it. I need to download some extension. I'm downloading now.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, it worked. Can you see my screen?
I can now. Yes, I can see your screen. You are now the presenter.
Nice.
So we are meeting today to go through the script for your presentation on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How much did you change from last time?
Not too, I mean, I changed quite a bit actually. I would say because the feedback that we got from Mr. Podney and Mr. Naughton was like that we're too fluffy, that we talk too much about. I mean, we don't get to the point enough, and that he would like to hear numbers instead of kind of like the fluff. So I changed a lot of the fluff, and I got rid of some things that just said didn't have enough impact, or they didn't really care to hear about.
Okay.
So I want to kind of go through it and keeping in mind a couple of things. One thing Mr. Naughton said that I think was really good is one of the most important things, especially in a presentation when they don't know really anything about your team besides what they've read in the essay, is you want to tell them, so there's like 3 things you want to do. You want to tell them what you're going to tell them, tell it to them, and then tell them what you just told them.
Yeah, that's a marketing reference. So that makes a lot of sense.
And I think that's like a good idea too, especially since we're trying to convey so much that being able to reiterate what we're going to say and then, kind of paraphrasing what we said is important to kind of get our message out.
Okay.
They said be very direct with it. You don't want to be, you don't kind of want to beat around the bush. You want to say, hey, this is what we're going to do. Because it's not a skit. We're not, this is a presentation. We're essentially presenting our team. So that's kind of that I think we should focus on when we're like going through and revising it.
Okay.
So in the beginning, this is probably where I'm having the most trouble because I don't know whether to like directly say we're going to be talking about impact or if I kind of, I don't know, fluff that part up a little bit.
Well, are you using impact as your theme?
Basically, we're talking about Mr. Potney and Mr. Naughton, Jay and Seth and I all discussed and like kind of decided the main thing we want to tell them that we're going to talk about is the impact we've had and the culture that we've fostered on our team.
Okay. So saying the word, I mean, if you want, you can use the word impact and use it as an overarching kind of something that you keep coming back to.
Right.
I don't know that you have to though.
Yeah. Because okay, so I made a new document because I didn't want to do anything to the old one in case we wanted to go back to it. So now I just switched tabs to the original one that we presented in Arkansas. So we kind of start here is with, has impacted its community at all age levels. So I guess here we are talking about impact as well. Well, I forget who said it. Someone said, like, this all age levels things is like, it's a statement, but it's not really, like, it doesn't say anything about, I don't know. They kind of, I wrote something down about what they said. But they said that it's a little, like, they want us to get to the point, kind of.
Yeah, they said there was a little too much fluff and a little less direct facts and figures, concrete speech.
Yeah.
All right. Well, flip back to the new one. Let's kind of go through the new one and see Does everybody have a copy of this now? Are you guys practicing your own parts?
Yeah, everyone has a copy of this.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Do you want to read through it, or do you want to kind of go through it just section by section?
let's go section by section because I'm still not on 100% like happy with the order that we're talking about things.
Okay.
And I kind of talked back and forth about what would be best to do, and I still haven't figured it out. So let's kind of go through that then. So as of right now, it's the same as it was last time, and that we talk about first community, then
Hey,
we
can
transition
we
to
stop for 1 second? Go back to the
sure.
top. The one thing that I see that is missing, introducing yourself.
Yeah.
You just basically start talking without saying, hi, we're Husky Robotics. I mean, you don't have to give a lot of information, but you might want to say, we're Husky Robotics, and tell them your names. And I don't know that you need to get into any other detail, but those two things would be good to start off with, because you want to, one of the things that you want to do with this is you want to personalize it. You want them to kind of see you as people and see you as, more than just kind of, okay, you're three people standing up there talking about Husky Robotics. And I know they know that Husky Robotics is the next team coming in and you got it on your shirts and all that stuff. But saying it and greeting them, even if you do it not formally as part of the presentation, but if one of you walks in and you each like go shake the judge's hands or something to say hello without just kicking off with a bang. Okay?
Okay.
So that's up to you guys how you want to handle that, but I would suggest starting that off that way.
I think Dan and I did talk about this, whether we wanted to introduce ourselves, and I remember him saying like it basically what you just said. Either we say it as a part of the actual script, or we say it before we start. And I feel like it'd be better after because the first 20 seconds is that kind of presentation. What's it called? The little video that Matthew made.
You're showing that to kick off?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, right. That like intro video.
Yeah.
So does that, because you don't have that indicated on here, I don't think, do you?
No, we don't.
Okay. So if that does your introduction for you, great, but you still may want to go personally, individually, and shake their hands and say, hi, I'm Laura, or whatever. Give them your names.
Yeah, agreed. The one thing that, besides like the audio levels things with the beginning video, the one thing that they were, I don't know, I think that if, I still like the idea of using the 30-second, the 20-second video in the beginning. I feel like it's a good introduction. It needs to be edited a little bit. I think it can be better. But as of right now, I think it's a good idea to use it.
Okay, but whatever edits you're going to need on that, you need to get those communicated so that it can get done.
Yeah, it's just audio levels, and I think yeah.
Well, that's not hard to do. You can do that right in. You could just open up in WeVideos and pump up the audio levels.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have the actual presentation. I'm gonna put it into WeVideo and do that, so that I'm not too worried about that.
Okay. Mr. Schmidt did find you guys a speaker.
Oh, yes, you did tell me.
Okay, so you are set with the speaker. All right, so...
Oh, and that TV setup, that monitor setup is beautiful.
Isn't that awesome?
It's awesome.
I just hope it arrives in one piece.
Me too. I saw it get put in on the trailer last Thursday night. It looks fine. It's covered by that, like, tarpy cloth thing. So hopefully it'll be okay.
Okay.
It's the very last thing.
Well,
like, it's like closest to the door.
There was a reason for that, too.
Oh.
Right. You're popping all over the place.
Sorry, I accidentally.
All right.
Okay. So going through this, the first... Oh, okay, and so another thing Mr. Naughton was saying is the story that we have is like very personal. And that we kind of want, that's something that he noticed throughout the entire thing, that we talked about a lot of like personal stories, personal experiences. So Chariman, so the way like the vibe I guess he got from the presentation was that like it's very personal and it's very like relatable and whatever. So that's like something that he wanted us to be consistent, that we like remember to.
He wants you to maintain that?
Yeah.
Okay.
As a part of, I guess, our like the mood or whatever that the tone, I guess, that we come across. Okay. So some of this hasn't changed.
Right.
So
the beginning hasn't changed.
Yeah. So this is just the same few highlights of our program. So this talks about like the comprehensive FLL program to start and assist teams. One thing I did want to add, and something that we talked about with Mr. Nutton and Mr. Potney, was the idea that we wanted to get across in the presentation itself, how we've looked into starting FRC teams, but like like, you know, I don't know, somehow getting across the fact that like we focus more on FLL either because instilling a passion, you know, in the middle school or elementary school level is more impactful or something like that, that we wanted to like kind of like, we just wanted to, I don't know, attack that sort of like, why haven't you started an FRC team in the script itself.
Okay. He realizes that we said that in the short answer, right?
Yeah.
You told him that it's already in the executive summaries?
Yeah. But if it's already in the exec summaries and the judges would have read it, why'd they say start an FRC team at Arkansas?
Because Arkansas is different than our area, and I think the judges at Midwest will understand our area more than the judges at Arkansas did.
Okay.
So I think if you have time to say that, you might want to, but I don't know that I would draw any more attention to it than the answer that you put in the short answers. And mostly because I think you want to keep everything in the presentation positive.
Okay.
And keep any negative statements out of it. So to me, I think you could say that we especially focus on First Lego League if you want, but I wouldn't say that we haven't started an FLL team because we especially focus on, or an FRC team because we especially focus on FLL.
Okay.
Like I would keep everything in the presentation in the affirmative.
Sure. Okay. Okay, so then the next part talks about the specific coaches clinic. Mr. likes the numbers a lot, like that's something that they were like able to remember and like they wrote that down. But they wanted to see how, okay, like you've talked about, you know, a lot of people, a lot of teams, like what you did specifically. So I went back and added integral aspects of FLL, including core values, programming, and project research.
Yep.
Which I thought was, I know, just like kind of listing things would be, I guess, a little bit more impactful, because they said that they wanted to know what we did instead of just like we did something. Okay. And this testimonial they liked. They thought that it was impactful and it like proved their point well without being too long and too like, all over the place.
Agree. I think she is the best testimonial of all of them.
I agree too. Like she kind of said what we wanted her to, without us saying, you know, telling her what to say. Okay, so the next part is our FLL double qualifying tournament. This didn't change. I didn't change anything for this. I thought that it was fine. One thing I am kind of debating between is, do I want to take this out? I don't think it's, I think it's impactful. I don't know. I don't know if, it's like I'm, yeah.
I like it, and here's why I like it. I like it because he talks about the fact that as kids that younger kids look up to, you have much more of an impact than an adult would have. And I think that's kind of what he gets at. So I don't know if you want to rewrite some of the script around it to kind of talk about that a little, but I like his slide mostly because it does do that. It talks about how as kids who are very involved and very active, and the kids get to see you guys at those tournaments, that inspires them because you are running it.
Yeah. So then, so let me just add a comment about how,
Listen to it again.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to play that slide.
Sure, I have it. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, actually.
I should be able to hear it.
I have headphones in. Will that not work?
Oh, I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, I'll take it out. Hello?
I'm still here.
Okay, good. So let's see.
One of the things I was most impressed with was...
Oh, shoot. Okay, I'll do it again.
One of the things I was most impressed with was the student leadership there. You know, I think that all the adults were very serious and very committed to the process, but we can't, you know, exude the same type of enthusiasm and motivate students the way you guys do. You guys stepped into this void and filled whatever need was there. So I thought it was a really positive experience.
You see what I mean by what he said?
Yeah, I agree.
All right, you still have blanks. That bothers me at this point in time.
I have what?
Blanks.
Oh, yeah. I'll just write that and then I can kind of word it so it transitions better. Okay. So the next part is, this is like the starting of FLL teams. And so we talked about the 14 FLL teams that we've started. And so, okay, so I wanted to talk here about how the teams have been mentored by, or a lot of these teams have been mentored by members of Husky Robotics who have been, like, trained to mentor, because I know at one point we did, like, a training sessions for people who wanted to be mentors on the team.
Yes.
So this is just, like, an awkward sentence, but that's kind of what I wanted to get across. Many of these teams have been mentored, but that doesn't make sense. The sentence doesn't make sense.
Yeah, the sentence is, it needs to be restructured for sure. Because everybody knows that a mentor helps the team. So I think that's kind of unnecessary.
So many of these teams have been mentored by members of Husky Robotics who have been trained to mentor. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds awkward too, because that's using the word mentor too many times.
Mm-hmm. I'll think of it. But that's the point I want to get across. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, I mean, you can talk, you could say, so we started teams, we mentor teams, and we conduct internal training to help prepare mentors.
I don't want to say produce more mentors, but to train. I mean, that's kind of repetitive.
Training to train? No.
That doesn't make sense. To
prepare them to be good mentors.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so get rid of the have been trained to mentor part. There we go.
I just like also. Many of these teams have been mentored by members of Husky Robotics. We conduct internal training on the team to prepare members to be good mentors. Yeah. Or like to show members how to be good mentors, or to teach mentors. I don't know. Yeah, that makes sense though.
Yeah, except that the order of what you're saying is weird because then it doesn't segue into one such circumstance truly. Yeah, because I guess we started those teams and we mentored those teams. But I don't know about one such circumstance.
Mm-hmm. And with the Ken and Rufo testimonial, I think it just needs to be, I don't know. I liked it. I'll play it in a second. I liked it, and I think what she had to say is important, and, like, it'll get the point across. I just, like, maybe it's the order that she says it in or something. It just doesn't, like, all flow well. I'll play it.
You also followed through with the mentors. And the kids from the high school came and worked with us whenever they could. That was huge for us as well because we didn't know what we were getting into. So being able to have people who have gone through the process help our kids think through what strategy was and how they could approach the robotics game and how they'd even look at the research projects and really modeling those core values for them was absolutely huge for the kids.
What don't you like about that? I think that talks about our mentoring. It doesn't necessarily talk about us starting their teams, but you could actually say that even in the script. You could say, after getting 4 teams started at one of our elementary schools, here's what their lead coach has to say.
Yeah.
So that she's not necessarily saying it, she's furthering the discussion, but you're getting that information in there anyway.
I like that.
And you don't even need to say about our mentoring. They'll figure that part out.
Should I say about our team?
You could stop there.
Okay, so then that makes sense. Because otherwise, I think that's what I didn't like. That, like, we were talking about getting teams started, then she never talked about it, and then I thought it was just a little awkward. I think that's better now.
Yeah, I think that flows a little better in with the slide.
Agreed. Okay. Otherwise, are we good at, like, not having up currently? I just want to make sure as we keep going through, otherwise I'll just start adding stuff that... Okay, I think we're good.
All right, I only needed about 10 minutes, so I'm going to, I think, turn off the recording now.
Okay.
We can finish working on this off recording.